Diadí Carda Tafalcha Riva Rash our RollerCoaster Tycoon World Misha Chris Coreline August like ta 5 bioga gum size bit of the old problems. Shortly after jumping into the game after finishing the last episode, just to do some tidying up, everything started ooming, hitting out of memory errors and just crashing over and over again. Corrupted a few save files, had to rebuild the park from scratch twice, but we're back to this stage now. You'll notice a couple of minor changes. I'll just pause it here. First and foremost, the backlot here is a little bit different, mostly because I didn't want to recreate it bit for bit, because that would have been really boring for me, but I've just maybe spread it out a little is what I've been going for here. But all the same components, just a bit more, and honestly, I'm just so happy with how that turned out. It's just beautiful. Poplar trees now to build it. I also made Sci-Fi land a little better. Bridge across to the roller coaster there, and the nice exit loop as well. Changed the we're having some bugs with the 0G spinner ride, so put that one in instead. Couldn't fit the stage back in after moving the utility block around the side of the Ferris wheel, so put in the magic carpet ride instead. And that's where you find me right now. I've still been trying to tweak this. You'll notice I've really kind of taken the beef out of these drops here to try and make things work. My discovery really is that you have to pick the right coaster for the job, and if you want to drop in from 100 meters up, inverted coaster's not your thing. Inverted coaster's a 40-meter job. Basically, it redlines and goes to kind of extreme intensity if you clock over 50 miles an hour on it. So, yeah, I backed off on that. But this episode, we're going to be getting to grips. Oh, I should point out, we're very close to finishing the park value of 75. We're on 71. I've got to make 4 grand's worth of roller coaster. I'm probably going to make about 40 grand's worth of roller coaster. And, fingers crossed, this will be the very last episode. What happened to the roller coasters? Oh, is there a limit of roller coasters or something? Never. Oh no, there they are. Whew. Whee. Okay. Want the hypercoaster? We're going for a very traditional B&M style, a la Colossus, a la Goliath, all of the classics, all of the greats. And we're going to put it here, and we're going to try and use as much of the... Oh god, that's wrong. We're going to try and use as much of the remaining space on this side of the park as possible. We're really going to make this one hum. So, there we are. Yeah, finished. Good work. Thanks, everyone. See you next time. No, but in all seriousness. Oh, Chris, you bounder. I'm going to lip into time-lapse. We've got a load of space here, so I'm really going to build a big, open-plan, non-compact, American-style hypercoaster. And I hope you enjoy watching me do it in fast motion. And I will be back in what to you will seem like minutes, but I guarantee to me it's hours. welcome back. I bet you're wondering where the nice big coaster I was working on went. Well, turns out you can make a coaster too long in this game and then it just crashes constantly. So I built this just to prove that it was not a problem with roller coasters and it was not some hard limit on like the 5th roller coaster breaks everything or something. And it's not. So this is a temporary kind of sketch track of what I'm going to be doing. And hopefully I don't hit any... hit anything lumpy on the second part of this. I'm going to build this one live for you, and hopefully this won't end in a textbook crash. Meanwhile, everything else is looking great. That is open. Is anyone riding it is the question. I don't think so, because we did rebuild it as Ultra Extreme. But it doesn't matter. Really, it's just there to pad the park value at this time, because I'm not going to spend 3 more episodes trying to work out its kinks. Speaking of working out some kinks, let's get back to this. So we did make this a little bit too high. I put the vectors for this in a really weird position as well, so apologies for that. Also apologies for what seems to be another major simulation hang. Bear with me. Fingers crossed I can edit through it and we can all be together again at the other side. Yeah, memory is traditionally ooming, so you start up this game, takes about 4 gig of RAM. Check back every so often, you'll find it's pretty much going up at about a megasecond. So I'm just going to take the spice off this hill a little, because weirdly, because the apex of the hill isn't a vector, it's more the curvature that implies the top height of the hill rather than the height of the vectors, although I will adjust this down a little bit. So here's what we got. How are we going to make it better? Well, for a start, let's fix this initial drop, because I was building piecemeal at the time. Let's kind of pull this one back, maybe not that much. And that's going to be a height adjustment first, and then a pitch adjustment next. Yeah, this is probably good for deleting. Well, aren't you a feisty little one? What happened to you? I'd say your pitch is wrong is the reason why you're so angry. Yeah, that's now going to be very, very harsh. So let's... I have a funny feeling I'm going to be able to be much more destructive with vertical Gs due to the... oh, that's pretty nice, actually, that. I love how organic the turns feel when you build them yourself. I'm just going to pull this one out a little bit. Make it a little bit more circularized. It'll come back here. Most of the Gs will have worn off by now. This one needs a yaw adjustment, so that's 3, I think. I'm going to make this as straight as possible. How do you feel? Not great. Probably better to delete this, really. Whoa! And there goes our hill. Okay, we can put it back. We can rehill it. Yeah, 90's probably our max here. We've got a nice fast-paced hill around here. We're going to have to do, because it's pretty difficult to... I wish I could get into the situation where you can just delete backwards. There we go. You have to go into kind of classic RollerCoaster Tycoon 1 mode. So I'd like to put what people are calling an awesome turn in here, which means we need to get rid of that. Yes, you can build that, but I do want one straight piece here. And then we go back into the vector editor, because we need those sweet, sweet vectors. Now this is going to have to be a very small and short. So there's our initial up ramp. Oops, that's not the shift, that's the caps lock, which apparently controls zoom. So second, we need to put this into pitchy mode. Ooh, okay. Behaves weird at this angle. So maybe the turning is more what we need. Yeah, that's what we're after. So we build that. Now, does it come right the way around, or does it go up again? I think it just goes straight up again. So we have to be very... Or does it come back around? Well, either way, that's an overbank turn. I'm happy with that if you are. I don't think it's the 100% pitch I want there, actually. It's a lower pitch. Just enough to make this transition easier, because we're going to go into the other bank and then straight up into an overbank turn again. So yaw, please. Yeah. 1-4 needs to come down. You get the hang of this editing mode. I must admit, one of my favorite things about this game is this coaster editor. It is just delightful. So there we are on our awesome overbanked turn. 4's a bit wonky there. Let's straighten her out. And we probably need to start dropping the height again. Okay, so that's probably better to do it with 3. Yep. Again, 3 job maybe. Yep. We need to adjust height, reduce pitch. Come back in under here. No. 4, straighten yourself up. This is going to be hard to do at high G, so we do need to be a little bit more careful. Boom, and then pitch. Straighten her out. Just got to be careful. Little kinks can exist here, and they can be really annoying. And that gets us out of the loop. We can probably afford to make this curve a little wider, which means we can pass comfortably over here. And gradually decrease the turning rate. Probably around about here, actually, because I want to do... Actually, do you know what? Let's go for broke. Let's put that in there and then build a nice long piece here for, again, really? Pitch problems. Son of a pitch. Yes. Still got it, Chris. Still got it. Boom, 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 boom. Yep. Okay. Well, we're basically home and dry. I think that's more or less our only trick of the map, to be honest. And what I might do is just a little helix. What's your favorite kind of shape? Mine is a triangle. Leave a comment with your favorite kind of shape. Oh, are we? Oh God, we're going right over this little hill. Okay. Well, we can afford to. We got the scruples for it. I'll drop back down over here. Lovely. Don't even need to adjust the pitch. Are we still aggressively pitching there? 10 degrees is pretty aggressive. Yeah, there is a bit of a lump on that, isn't there? 5-0. There we go. Don't want to go over a crest with a curve on, so to speak. Same here, I think. Yep. Then nothing. There we go. Now I'm going to send us a little bit right to dodge some trees before I make the readjustments. We'll do a little bit of tree skimming here. Because fun. Could probably manage a small overbank here if we can borrow. So the crack here is, I think, we want to avoid loops here. I think, like, it's not, because any coaster components can Oh, nice, isn't that lovely? Because you can build any coaster component with any coaster kind of blueprint, the pattern has to be... the pattern really has to be... yeah, that's better. Up, till we can clear it. Yeah, so you have to be true to the pattern. So if you're building a hypercoaster, you want to avoid inversions. That's not really what it's for. If you're building a wooden coaster, likewise, you want to avoid inversions. If you're building an inverted coaster, you want to avoid high speeds, because again, that's not what it's for. And yeah. I'm not even going to bother, will I? No, I think I will bother with just a little turn here. A little bit of a pitch. Life is a pitch. A little bit more of a pitch here because we are going to throw a big curve in here. 20, 10, 20, 10, 5, 0. And then we will just auto-complete that. Yeah. And I think we'll try and take this for a test. If it doesn't crash. So start the simulation engine. Give it a few ticks. Oh, I didn't click test. But all the animation in the background is paused, so let's just give it a second. Let it have a wee think about whether or not it wants to let us ride this coaster. I think I've done pretty well. Yep, we got her back. Let's go for a test. And the cart's on the track, which means we haven't hit the oom. So let's skip the drag lift. Everyone knows what happens on a drag lift. It's pretty boring. Maybe that was the wrong choice. Maybe that was the wrong choice. Come on, I believe in you, you terrible monster. Once, basically, we've confirmed this roller coaster is working, should push us over the last set of campaign goals. I think there's one set after it, but I'm not going to do it while the game is in this state. I shall wait for another patch. Maybe we will go on this journey again. But for the moment, let's just hope we get this back. Because I can't be bothered editing all this so it looks good. Oh no, it's crashed. Welcome back. Okay, we had another crash. Yeah. But it's finished now. Sort of. I'm not 100% million times happy with it, but everything works. It makes it round the course. I think I'm going to make some improvements to it, but first things first, I do just want to make sure... Oh, don't crash again. Oh, don't crash again. Don't you crash again on me. No, 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 don't you crash again on me. Are you a working game, or are you a piece of shit? Memory keeps falling up, because it's running out of allocation space. Okay, we're back. And whatever the problem there was, we have dealt with it. Okay, I think if we just go ahead, and I'm going to call it Brexit, because regardless of the outcome, I'm just looking forward to it being over. You know, maybe we need to wait a little while for that to roll over. Next month, maybe. Yes! Oh, Oh, wow. Build 15 coasters, rides, or shops in each instance. We're not going to do this because the game will not survive. Literally, it's crashing every 5 or 6 minutes right now due to the memory waste, but oh man, I can't even rotate the screen to show you the park. So, this is for the moment where I'm going to call a close to our adventures in RollerCoaster Tycoon. It is a good game. It's a good game, desperately trying to just get its optimizations done and get into a situation where it can get shipped. I'm going to have fun playing it on my own. I'm going to have fun playing it when it's patched and released. I hope to do another series of it. I hope you will join me for another series of it. But for the moment, let's bid a fond, semi-fond farewell to Frolicking Forest, its controversial coasters, and me talking to an empty room. Slán a gcuid.